Some terrific shots there of the pace and grace of sprint car racing. The best of the Aussies against the living legend, Steve Kinser. Stay with us, because on the other side of the break, the sports sedans are back. More Speedway action from PCR for you, and of course, top fuel. Right here on Speed Week, with thanks to Penrite Performance Oils.
Class of 97 posed for photographers prior to the running of the O'Brien Aluminium World Cup. Let's check the grid. It reveals that Central Coast racer John Shaw and Jet Loadsman share the front row. Canberra's Darren Sailard and Adrian Marr out of row 2. Gary Brazier will start position 5. American Steve Kinser position 6. Way back in the field, Peter Craft out of 13. Gary Rush from position 14. Tighten your belts, the World Cup is underway. It's John Shaw, Jet Loadsman through turn 1 to the back straight. Here comes Kinser in the green car. Brazier outside in big trouble. His car is handling like a monster. Obviously they've changed the setup, and Brazier is going backwards through the field. There he gets a shunt from Gary Rush, says get out of the way. The front runner is Jet Loadsman. He has bolted. There's Kinser running at the moment in 5th place and also having problems. Keep in mind, all these cars, all 19 sprinters, are running with a full fuel load. It's a difficult track and traffic is very heavy. At the top turn, that's Adrian Marr running up with the leaders. There's the front runner, the Squirtin' the Dirt 33 car, the oldest car running in this race, driven by Jet Loadsman, shooting for his first ever main event win here at his home track, Parramatta. To the back straight, you see Gary Rush. He's had a wretched night, now trying to disentangle himself from Ivan Walker in car number 19. Just ahead is Kerry Madson in car number 29. That's the car he ran in the United States with great success earlier this year. The race leader remains in car number 33, Jet Loadsman, still doing a good job. Shaw in second. Then comes Adrian Marr, Canberra's Darren Sailard, and Steve Kinser. Surprisingly, there's still a fair amount of moisture in the track, so those who gambled on it turning super slick now have to battle on regardless. You're watching Kinser move up on the tail of car number 34, Canberra's Darren Sailard. Kinser is currently placed 5th. There he goes to the top turn. Taking it cautiously, Kinser certainly is a stayer and he can wear down this field, but I want to tell you, the bolter is Jet Loadsman, who now has half a lap on the man in the green machine. Also impressive performances, Gary Rush out of position number 14 and Kerry Madson out of position 16. They are clawing their way towards the front runners, but they desperately need a stoppage to get in touch with the leaders. See, even King Kinser's having problems with the handling department tonight. He takes the green Ron O'Brien machine back to the main straight, and just ahead of the drivers running in 3rd and 4th placing. We're picking up now on John Shaw. That's him in the Caltex Haviline 66 entry. He is running a solid second and in fact is starting to firm as one of the favourites for the national title to be held here at PCR the first weekend in February. Shaw down the back straight. Behind him is Adrian Marr. He proposed to Adrian Marr's sister Martina on Christmas Day. But I mean, that's as far as the family connection goes when you're in the middle of the 30-lap O'Brien World Cup. He's driving his heart out tonight, Shaw, and doing a good job. But the big surprise is Jet Loadsman. You catch a glimpse of Loadsman up the main straight there in car number 33. He's already putting laps on some of the slower cars. He's already lapped Marty Perovich in 52 and Wayne Skipper in car number 24. Well, where's King Kinser? Waiting for the green machine to come into view. That's Sid Moore, the veteran, in car number 77. And Kinser is really going to have to start motoring. All drivers who were coming from the back of the pack were hoping for a stoppage so that the cars could regroup. A stoppage means a nose-to-tail restart. It ain't happening tonight. This could go flag to flag without a stoppage, and that could leave Steve Kinser with a very hard drive ahead of him. We're watching the Van Man entry of Kevin Burton in his first season, a very competent starter this season at Parramatta. Here's John Shaw. I tell you what, did you see the green machine come into view? There's Kinser staking his claim for second. He's dispensed with Adrian Marr and Darren Sailard. Now puts it to John Shaw at the top turn. Ahead is a car being lapped, and Kinser moves through smoothly. Okay, Kinser now into second, and out of range at this stage is Jet Loadsman in car number 33. King Kinser goes down the back straight, and they're making him earn his money in this trip down under. Here he is, main straight once more in the Ron O'Brien number 11 entry. That's Kevin Burton ahead. Burton has been lapped. That is not his quarry. There's the quarry, car number 33. And the way the race is unfolding without incident, Jet Loadsman appears to be sending a clear signal to Kinser, and that message is, catch me if you can. Kinser's giving it full throttle now as he chases out after Loadsman. Loadsman has been the race leader since the drop of the flag, and he has so much he wants to prove tonight. Like his car, he's 33, started racing in bash and crash fender benders in 1984. He was king of that low budget brigade, and then out of the blue at a press day in 1987, Gary Rush said, Brett, take my Sprinter for a few laps. I want to see if you can cut it. That moment changed Loadsman's life. 2 years later, he bought a sprint car, and he was simply awful. He crashed every time he went out, but now he's improved out of sight and in fact leads the American Kinser down the main straight. He would know Kinser's there, and we have caution lights on. The officials jumped quickly when it looked like one of the tail enders was about to spin. He didn't, in fact, but that means we have a restart now, and Jet Loadsman knows he has Steve Kinser sitting right behind him. Green light situation once again. Loadsman leads out Kinser. John Shaw is back in third. Fourth now is Kerry Madson, and Gary Rush has done a top job to make his way into the top half dozen. Well, moment of truth for Jet Loadsman. Here comes Kinser, the 41-year-old American, vastly more experienced. And keep in mind, Jet Loadsman has never won a feature race here at his home track. Tonight he wants to do it, and he goes down the back straight, well aware that the best driver the sport has produced is on his tail. Kinser not doing it easily tonight. He's also struggling a little bit. And full marks to Gary Brazier, who's settled down with a car that I mentioned was handling like a monster. He has now made it back to position number 6. All eyes on this clash for the lead in the Ron O'Brien Aluminium World Cup. Car number 33, Jet Loadsman down low. There's Kinser. He's caught him now as they go to the back straight. Will try and effect a pass as they go to the top turn. Drives the car in hard. Goes up track. Loadsman says, I'll have a go on the inside. Kinser takes him to the top turn. Brings the number 11 machine down. Cuts off that corner for Loadsman and goes into the lead. Well, he's in the front now, but it took a while to get there. Steve Kinser, main straight, and in fact the officials are now saying that Kinser has an outside rear tyre going off very quickly. We'll try and catch it next time in the main straight. Here he is, towards the main straight, the outside rear. Yes, you can see it deflating very dramatically. Kinser really punishing the car tonight in his quest to take out another victory. He won in his first outing at Parramatta. Since then, he's won in Canberra and in Newcastle, and the tyre has gone shredded completely, and Steve Kinser is out of the World Cup. Well, that leaves Jet Loadsman with his best shot ever of taking out his first main here. John Shaw could be the spoiler. He's running in second. It's now Kerry Madson third. Gary Rush is running fourth, and up to fifth, having gone right towards the tail of the field, twice national champion of Australia, Gary Brazier. At the top turn once more, Loadsman settled very quickly back into a rhythm. He doesn't look as though he will be threatened, at least initially, by John Shaw. There's Rush on the inside of Madson. Almost had a shot at second as well as they go down the back straight. Madson continues to hold on to third. There's Rush, and you can just see coming into the picture the 21 car of Gary Brazier. But still out in front is Jet Loadsman. As I mentioned earlier, it's the oldest car in the field, a 1987 Gambler in which Gary Rush won his 1990 National Crown. The engine he's using in car 33 is one Peter Kraft disposed of 4 years ago. Fairy tales do come true. This is the last lap, and Loadsman's on his way to his first victory at PCR. A huge night for his crew chief Greg Bayliss and his children Nathan and Stephanie. He defeats John Shaw, Kerry Madson, Gary Rush and Gary Brazier. Punching the air with delight. Well done, Jet Loadsman.